Hey guys, it's BJ, and welcome to the second episode of BJ Time. Before I begin the program, I would like to say a very warm thank you to everyone who watched episode 1, and I'm very thankful for all the positive feedback which the program and I have received. This episode, I'll be focusing on the very much discussed topic of bullying, since bullying is a very unfortunate part of everyday life, and is a major problem which affects almost the entire population at some stage during our lives, especially during our time at school. But what exactly causes people to bully others? And why is it that some people have to be so openly disrespectful to their peers? Why do people feel the need to take their anger out on others? And why do some people get the urge to gang up on others who are weaker than themselves? Well, as a student who once had to put up with a large amount of bullying on a regular basis up until about the age of 14, I can tell you that the methods and lengths that some people go to try and put down, intimidate, and humiliate others is very diverse indeed. In today's world, there are 3 major forms of bullying: physical, verbal, and cyber. All 3 forms are unacceptable, disrespectful, and unwanted behaviour. If you are a person, especially a school student, who is currently being bullied, I would strongly encourage you not to stay quiet about the issue. I would strongly suggest that whatever the situation is that you are currently putting up with is immediately reported to a trustworthy teacher or parent, so that strategies can be put into place to prevent future incidents. Because no matter who you are and no matter what you believe in, everyone has the right to feel safe. Everyone has the right to live and learn in a friendly environment, and everyone has the right to receive help and support during these tough times. Due to the rise in popularity of social networking sites such as Facebook, it is clearly evident that cyberbullying is on the rise as well, especially with this generation's current group of high school students. Cyberbullying is something that can be very dangerous, as a large amount of teens have tragically chosen to commit suicide due to outrageous comments that have been made online. And if there's one thing that I hate the most about cyberbullying, it is the fact that when someone chooses to bully someone over the internet, 90% of the time, the bully would never have the courage to make their comments to their victim's face. Often they do it anonymously on websites such as Tumblr and Formspring. This is something that I encourage people to ignore, because negative judgment and criticism is not worth listening to if you don't know who it's coming from. And personally, whenever someone decides to openly have a go at me on Facebook, I just laugh at that person, because I know that if he or she decided to make their nasty comments to my face, I would have way too many people who would back me up, and no matter what that bully said, they would struggle to find people who would agree with their ludicrous ideas and behaviour. This just proves how weak and pathetic most cyberbullies truly are. If you want to say something about someone, have the courage to say it to their face. Or don't say it at all. If you are bullied at a young age, it is important that the behaviour is dealt with quickly and efficiently, since bullies find it easy to leave a long-lasting impression on their victims' young minds. This often affects the individual for later on in life, and unfortunately, there have been many cases where students who have been bullied in primary school often grow up to be bullies themselves, as they choose to pick on others in hope of releasing their anger and seeking revenge, by making someone apart from themselves feel bad for a change. If anything, I strongly encourage no one to get the urge to seek revenge. I never did, and I never will, because I know that seeking revenge and inflicting pain on others only makes matters worse for everyone. When I was in primary school, I only ever had to put up with physical and verbal bullying. These included acts of pushing, stealing, spitting, verbal threats, and name-calling. And when I look back at all the grief that these bullies caused me, and considering I've come such a long way since primary school, I would only like to thank these bullies for their actions. Because if it wasn't for the way that they had treated me at such a young age, I would have never turned out to be the person who I am today. Your cruel and unkind actions helped shape my personality, toughened me up, and have made me stronger than I ever thought I could ever possibly become. And now that the bullying is all finally over, I can safely say that without your influence, I would have never been able to inspire the students of my college and community in the way in which I have. I would have never become so passionate about protecting and preventing younger students and boys and girls from the dangers, pain and suffering that bullying causes. You have made me stronger than I could have ever imagined of becoming. To those who once bullied me, and you know who you are, thank you so much. You are all forgiven. And to everyone else, I'm not condoning bullying in any way or form. I'm simply encouraging those who have been bullied, to follow my example and to do their best to see a positive side to their situation. Because often when people have such tragic upbringing, they dwell on their misfortune and struggle to find ways to move on. Not in my case. I've learnt that from personal experience that behind every cloud there is a silver lining, and after every hurricane there always comes a rainbow. And I strongly believe, and ultimately believe, that everything happens for a reason. And sometimes awful things happen to good people so that eventually better things can occur and fall into place. Bullying is a serious issue, an everyday problem. And I want this video to inspire everyone to speak up about the issue, especially those who are affected by it on a regular basis. Thank you for watching this video and this week's episode of BJ Time. If you've got any questions, feel free to message me anytime you want. Until next time, goodbye!